Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending Visbit Virtual Lab webinar. My name is Faye. I'm responsible for tech in Visbit Cloud, publisher portal, and I'm the lead engineer for WebVR Player here at Visbit. Today, I will go through our new product, WebVR Player. This will include a brief introduction of the features, how to use and integrate, and a demo of those features. Before we go into details, first I would like to give an overview of our company's business. The Visbit all-in-one VR streaming service allows you to stream 4K to 12K 360 VR videos over regular Wi-Fi and LTE to your own app. And now it is also available on the web. Instead of sacrificing the video quality by using heavy compression, we use view-based streaming solution where with almost no latency. The whole picture can be broken down into three main parts. First, we have our publisher portal. The publisher portal is an central place for you to manage all your video content. You can upload the original video footage in various formats. You can also see your video VR analytics, such as a view count and heat map. For developers, you can find your app ID and video ID in case you need them in your development. The second part is the VR cloud. It is where the magic happens. It is a robust backend that provides all heavy lifting to support your video streaming. It also provides hosting, transcoding, encrypting, and streaming. It also handles the CDN distribution by leveraging the CloudFront infrastructure from AWS. The VR Player SDK, which is the third part, handles all the server communication, video streaming, and rendering for you. We currently support Copware for Android and iOS, Gear VR, Daydream View. For development platform, we have already released the native SDK for iOS and Android. And recently, we released our Unity SDK. The Web VR Player is also belongs to this part, VR Player SDK. So after I introduce our business overview, here's the next part is about Web Player Integration Guide. Before we go into much detail, here's an overview of the workflow. So first, I will have a brief introduction to our WebVR Player and his features, and then I will guide you to a little bit how can you find developer resources if you need any questions. And then I will go dive into how to use our VR Player. There are two ways basically. The first one is public shareable link. The second one is embedding our WebVR Player into your own website. Then I will talk a little bit about domain level privacy protection, and then view count, data usage, and a heat map for those VR analytics for our web VR player. Then last, we'll have a Q&A session. So now I'm ready to go into the brief introduction of our web VR player. So what I'm trying to guide you through is to go to the our company page, and then in order to show the difference between our WebVR player and the other players, we built an compatibility comparison page. So on this page, we have a brief introduction on what's the strength of our WebVR player and in the market. We also have a chart here. You can see that our Visbit WebVR player actually fully supports all major platforms, even on browsers on Android and iOS. Which our alternative is a pretty famous alternative. It does not really support that. You can see this. I will probably give you a demo later. So before we go into the demo, I would like to point out two major features that our WebVR player really is outstanding. The first one is our player, when embedded, notice when it is embedded, has the best cross-platform compatibility. It works on Safari and iOS. As far as I know, a lot of players in the market, when embedded, would not be able to play in 360, or even the gyroscope does not work on, for example, iOS. Our player solve all those hard problems for you, so you just can use our player without noticing there's a compatibility problem in a VR web player. And the second outstanding feature is that we really focus on VR mode for web player. A lot of video 360 players, they just play the video in 360 and that's it. They don't, but really it is the VR mode with cardboard or similar device that provides the immersive experience. Our web VR player fully support VR mode on Android and iOS browsers. To extend the experience, we even support stereo videos on both Android and iOS browsers. You could upload a stereo video through our publisher portal, and we will play stereo videos to the user directly from web instead of letting user to installing an app on all mobile platforms. For more information about our features, you can go to the blog of our website to take a look. So where you can find the blog is in the resources. There's a blog, and then you can find more in this article. Okay, so here I'm going to give you a demo of our web VR player with the alternative. So if you open up this page, you're probably using desktop Chrome, so you might not notice the difference. So this is what I'm using, desktop Chrome. So we can see that the player actually plays without problem, works pretty nicely. And then you can seek and you can adjust the resolution, and you can go to full screen mode like this. And then also you can see the alternative is an famous web player. You can play the player well, and then you can see this works nicely as well on desktop Chrome. And now I'm going to show you, because you see in the chart, Chrome, both of them are fully supported. So I'm going to give a demo of the browser now as to let you see the difference. So wait for a second. Okay. And so now I'm going to share with you my iPhone screen. Recording. Okay, hi. So switching to the iPhone. And just wait for a second. Okay, here we go. So here you can see my phone screen now. And then this is the page that exactly is the page over here. And we can first check out our Visbit demo, and you can click on play button. And then you can see that I'm currently moving my phone a little bit, and then it will move smoothly with gyro. And then what you can do is you can enter the VR mode. It will ask you to turn around your cardboard, and insert to cardboard, and then you can see the phone actually now enters VR mode. So you can put them into a cardboard, and then everything works nicely. Okay. So after we show this, I would like to show how you will look like in an alternative on an iOS device, on a mobile browser. So I click play, and it's loading. Yeah, and then you finish loading. You can see now this player is not alternative. It only can play in an angular rectangle mode. Leave alone tracking dry roll, as well as you even cannot play 360 roll, so you cannot even enter VR mode. So what we can do is just seek over here, and then probably make it smaller size. So that's it. We have I believe our WebVR player really have a great cross-platform compatibility, and it is probably the best one when you have embed the web player onto your own website. So great. Here concludes the demo and a brief introduction of our player. And now I'm going to talk more about how you can use this web player in your production. And before we really go into much detail, I would like to share with you how you can find developer resources. So if you have registered our account, this is the page where you first log into our Visbit account. And then on the sidebar, you can see there's a developer resources. If you click into that, you can find all the things that you will need during your development, including those SDK, and then docs, and even sample app for your to make your development really easy. And then there's a session called WebVR Player, and give you a brief introduction on how you can use the embed. And then here's a doc. If you click into the doc, it includes nearly everything that I'm going to talk today, and then even an FAQ or things like that. So please take a look if you have met any questions, any problems that blocks you during the development. Okay, great. There's basically two major steps that you're going to need to do to use our web player. The first step is managing the video status. The second step is integration. So to manage the video status, the main concept is actually you have to upload a video, and then you create an WebVR app, and then you publish the app and link, publish the video to the app and link them together. So to upload video, basically you want to do is you click this upper right button, upload video, and then for how to handle this correctly, you can refer to our previous webinars. You will have a more detailed introduction on how to use those interface. Basically, after you finish selecting fields, you just submit for uploading. And then after a while, you should have seen a video finish transcoding sitting in the unpublished video queue. The next step is to create an web player app. You want to click on Create Add App ID here under Web Player App, and then you can give a name to him like Demo. And then you can see there's an option called Enable Domain Level Privacy. So this one is paid feature for it's a feature for a paid account. So you can see you can add some domain level privacy here, but we'll probably come back to this later after I introduce how to use it for a general case. And then you click Create ID, and then basically a new entry will appear here. I don't really create another one, but this is what it's going to do. And then what you need to do is to select publish under the video you want to handle, and then you publish to this video Visbit web public app, which is basically this one. And then you click publish, and that's it. It's finished the first step. You just recently published video. You can see this scuba diving here. And then it comes to the second step, which is integrate. So the easiest way is that you click into the video, and then you click into controller, And then you will see that there's some information about management, includes which app you have published to, and then some preference for web player. And then there's two ways to use our web player. The first way is to create a shareable link. So what you want to do is you select app ID, select the app ID just you publish to, and then you click add a shareable link, and then you have a link here. So this link is a standalone link that will play the video directly after you type this into the browser. Let me show you. So you just open a new tab, and then here you go. You can play this video without problem. Okay, so it's that easy that you just grab the link in the web portal, and you will play after you just type that into the web browser URL. So this page, this link is really useful when you just want to quickly share the video without needing to do any coding, and you don't want to track where the usage goes, because anyone with the link can play, but the rates, streaming rates does apply. So if you don't really care who is streaming and where the usage goes, it will be a great option for your quick start. And then the second way is how to embed. So I'm going to guide you through how to embed the video, and then into your own browser website. So what I'm doing here is I opened it up. Okay, opened it up a test editor. Let me go to the okay. Oops. Yep. And then we have, because let me start from scratch. Okay. So I have a local setup with MAMP. So MAMP is basically Nginx server with some kind of interface to make your life a little bit easier. So you can see that we have a web server setup pointing to the webinar directory, which is the one here. And then what you want to do is to create a new file. It's called index.html. Okay, save. And then what you want to do is to, what I'm going to do now is to create a brand new website with our web player embedded and deploy that to our local server. So I have typed a little bit about the basic structure of the HTML, and then we will go back to the instruction, and then you see it says insert this line of the code into your web page head tag. So I just basically copy this and go back to my test editor, and then add this into the head tag. And now I'm going to add a header. Here, and then go back to the page. You just copy the embed code below and paste it to the body of your HTML. So what I do is I copy this as a whole and come back and then copy here. Format a little bit. And then that's it. It finished the integration already. So one thing I want to point out a little bit is you have to select the app here in order to let the system replace this app ID for you, because this video can be published to multiple apps. So you might generate multiple code for you, but when you select this app, it will generate all this for you. Okay, so let's verify what we have done. So what we want to do is go to localhost index. And then, yeah, you see my awesome header, and then the video is successfully embedded here. You can play this video without problem. Okay, great. And then after you finish successfully integrate this into your site, what you want to do first is probably style that a little bit. So what we want to do here is we add a style to the player. So this is really basic style. We just change the height and width. And then we go back to the browser and you refresh the page. And here we go, we have a larger player now. And then you can do basically all the things with that. Like you put it in the middle, you hide and show the video player, and then you do other fancy CSS like transition. But yeah, it does not really limit your imagination. You can do anything you want because we don't really restrict on anything. And then what you might want to do more is probably set up multiple videos on the same website. Then I just copy another one, and then you can see that now I have 2 videos embedded into the same site here, and they can both be played, and then it will work nicely. Okay. So regarding the integration, I have one more thing that I want to share with you a little bit. So during development, you will always have some kind of a problem, like you misconfig, paste the wrong thing, and then what if the app ID is wrong? So let's go back to the page where you find this code, and then basically you can find this video is published to this app, which begins with 387, right? And then you can see that the code here, you also have app ID is 387F. So this app ID is basically the one that is specified here. So what we want to do is, what will happen if I just mistakenly paste it wrong? I just erase the F, and then when we go back to the web player, and then we refresh the page, you will see that there's an error code 1511 here. So what does that mean? So when you have a problem, please remember first to check the developer resources and then the integration doc. So we have everything ready for you, because we don't want to show an error, like display the error content directly onto your production website. So we gave error code instead. So you can see the error code here is 1511, and you come back at 1511 means the web app ID specified does not exist in our system. So you can immediately tell, okay, it is something wrong with this app ID. And then if you embed F, it will work correctly. And then similarly, if you mistakenly paste around the video ID, and then refresh the page, it will tell you another error, and you can find the error code here. Okay, so this is almost what I want to talk about integration, because the integration is, I've designed the integration to be really easy for you, so that you don't really need to have a lot of problem or difficulties when you do integration. And then, so after this, I will want to come back to the one thing that I skipped before, which is the on the dashboard when you created an app ID. There's a pop-up saying that, oh, do you want to have domain level privacy protection? So this is again feature for paying customer, and then you can choose no video can be shared anywhere, and then if you choose this one, we will have a public shareable link ready for you. But then you can choose no, this video can only play on those domains that I embed specify. You can add like for example visbit.co here, and then click create, etc. So I don't really create another one. So I have done this in advance. So you see this first one is a public app, is privacy is public, and the second one is protected app, privacy is protected. If you click into the configuration, you see that this app enabled domain level privacy, and then it can only be streamed to this two domain, which is visbit.co and then the other domain like this. So I have created, I have configured and deployed page in advance. Oh, okay. You can see there's another error here, 1502. And then if you refer back to the doc, you can see this video is not published to the selected WebVR app ID. So how do we fix this problem is we go to here, and then you click select apps, and then you just click this too. Let me confirm a little bit, save changes. Yeah, you can see that now it's published to both apps, because previously it is only published to this app but did not publish to a public protected app. When you come back to this a little bit, you refresh the page, and yeah, you can see plays without problem now. So what we want to demo is what happens if I cancel the it's just we don't allow this domain to stream this video anymore. And then what we want to do is we go to the I start from scratch, you go to the setting, and then you cross this domain and you click save change, and then you come back to this page and you refresh, and then you go blank. And if you go to open up browser console, let me show you. Refresh again, it will say, oh, we have a registration with response. This web player is forbidden to be played on a given domain. So with this feature, we can really protect our customers that not all website can stream your content, and then we don't really create additional costs for those paying customers. And then there's one last thing besides the video domain level protection that I want to talk about a little bit, is that during development, a common mistake is you double click into the index. The index is basically what we have here, right? Just creating a webinar folder. And then double click into the webinar index, it will not play the video. This is because during development, the rates and the streaming does apply. So we do want to protect our customer, that all stream comes from either development or real customer. So if you just pass around this HTML to different people, this kind of usage is untrackable. So we block all of the usage if you double click into the video and try to do development. So the correct way is like this: you create local server and then host this HTML on your local host, and it works. So this is probably one mistake that one problem that you might encounter during development. And then it almost concludes my integration guide, because from here you can basically this is how you integrate. Either you have a shareable link, or you do really basic HTML like this. You create a HTML file, and then what you do is you're just include our script, and then have an iframe specifying the app ID and video ID. That's it. So the last thing I want to talk a little bit about is our BI analytics. So we have a really strong BI working with the web player together. So if you go to the metadata, okay, let me refresh this a little bit. Okay, we start from scratch because this page is not the newest one. Okay, you can see that, for now it has 11 total unique views already, and then most string comes from this day and today. And we have stream usage and then a heat map inside. So the heat map is a feature for paid customers. So I will demo the great feature of it later. So please consider to be our paid customer. So now it concludes the integration webinar. So last, I want to thank you for attending this webinar. I really enjoyed this webinar a lot. And then